Welcome everybody to our super duper edition of Restoration Roulette. We've got up to 20,000 to spend on getting it done, and we've got 2 months to do it in.
Oh, black again.
Mark 1.
Yeah.
Escort.
No.
2-door, 1968. That's a lot of welding for a start. I think the first thing to do is send it up the road to the shop blasters. Get them to blast it, let's get it back and see what we got to work with.
Yeah.
Welcome back everybody, we've got some good news. The Escort is back from the blasters. So let's just take 10 seconds to have a look and appreciate how much of a hard life this old girl's had. It's had a lot of repairs, probably more than me and Keith were thinking. Every panel has had a patch. I was hoping to get away with not changing these inner wings, but it's just too far gone. So inner wings, floors, sills. The only good thing on it I can see is this rear quarter. The other one's had a bit of a repair, not a bad job, but yeah. I'm just about to go and order another £2,000 worth of panels, which takes the budget down. So the next thing to do is to make a jig. We've got our super sturdy table there. So let's get this on, make 1,000,000 braces so nothing moves, and let's get welding. And there you go, we've fitted the braces to the shell. It's all nice and level. We made the braces like at a mirror image. The only problem we saw was this strut top is about 2 mil higher than the other side, which ain't bad, seeing as it's like a patchwork quilt. All the way along the chassis rails, pretty much where anything bolts to it, we've braced up as well. So hopefully this body isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, also we've all done the bracing inside the shell as well, so everything should stay where it is. It shouldn't move or twist.
Stay nice and square. So the next thing is to cut a panel off. We're going to just do it one panel at a time. So we'll fit the new panel, mark where the next panel to it goes, then fit that panel, and then so on and so on. So hopefully it's all going to go back in the same position. We'll see. So without further ado, let's start
cutting.
Cutting our body apart, yes. Okay, the first section we're going to cut out is this door hinge panel here. And good news, I ordered the panels yesterday and they came next day. What more can you ask for? Classic Panel Company, thank you very much. Okay, so most of you guys out there know that originally these chassis were spot welded together, and we can see that here. But I just want to go through, for the people that are just doing this as a bit of a hobby, how we're going to get this panel off. So you can see the spot welds all the way down this side, but then unfortunately they've put a repair plate this side. That's going to have to be ground off. But this side we use this, which is a spot weld drill bit. So instead of usually the big point being on a drill bit, it's dead flat. So when you drill this panel, it'll only go through the one we want to cut off. You can see it a bit better up here on the heater bowl where the spot welds are. So Keith is going to start drilling out all these spot welds, which is good fun, bit time consuming. But yeah, this side he's got to use the grinder and just cut that panel off.
As Paul said earlier, with the spot weld drill being flat, it only drills through the first piece of the metal. So where you can see inside is the rust, is where the two panels have met. So now that the spot welds have been drilled out, basically all I have to do now is with a hammer and chisel is separate the two pieces of metal, and that's it.
So Keith's done a good job of cutting this panel out, but the problem we'll have is this is bare metal under here. Now we could epoxy it, we could paint it, but when this panel goes off, we've got to weld through there onto that. And if it's painted, the weld won't go through to it. So we've got this stuff, which is good. It's called Weld Through Primer. It's waterproof, it prevents corrosion, and we can weld through it. So what we'll do is give that a nice coat of this stuff, let it dry. We're ready to stick our panel on.
How's it going?
Yeah, good. Yeah, stayed on last night. I've done the other side now. Just going over this because these are starting to rust a little bit already.
Yeah, it's a damp, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit damp in here last night. So extra little coat just over the welds just to protect it.
Okay, so plan of attack?
Yeah, I was thinking of this last night. So if we did the chassis rails first,
Yep.
then we do the bulkhead. That's a lot of stuff kind of balancing.
Yeah, it's going to twist, I think.
Yeah. So we know that, like from there upwards, the chassis rail's all right. So I'm thinking, cut out the upper and lower bulkhead.
Yep.
Slot it in. We know these are good now, both sides.
Yep.
And the chassis rails are in the right place and they're pinned.
Okay, and then put the doors on, temporarily fix the bulkhead.
Yeah, so we'll put the doors on because in case that has moved slightly to make sure the back door gap is all right.
Yep.
So, yeah, bulkhead next.
Let's get cutting.
So Keith starts out by drilling all those spot welds out of that heater bowl. Takes a while, but you have to drill them out nice to save the panel. Next up, he cuts out that upper bulkhead and then it's starting on the lower section. So because the lower sections have been repaired, there's no spot welds to drill out, so it's a case of just grinding them as close to the other panels as we can. So lower side of the bulkhead out first, then the centre, then he moves round to the driver's side and cuts that inner bulkhead out there. Next up, we've got to just clean up all them surfaces because we want our new panel to fit down nice and sit pretty on those chassis rails. So that's it, end of day 2. We took our Escort shell, put it on the table, braced it all up. Done these A-posts, and you've got that
Bulkhead out.
Yeah.
Have you seen that panel?
Oh yeah.
Nice bit of welding, mate.
Oh nice. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers thick. Brilliant. That actually weighs
Yeah.
a fair bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's no wonder it just rusts because they haven't cut the old panels out. They've just welded on top.
Straight over the top. That's mad. So next, yeah, bulkhead in. That's going to be easy enough because we can use that as a guide.
Yep.
Comes down this pillar and it sits on top of them inner wings. So that's easy enough. Then it's just the next step. So what do you reckon? We can either just chop the front off and take the whole thing off and build it up?
Yeah, I personally think do it sectionally. So do this front end piece first, cut it off on the slam panel.
Yeah.
And then do this in a wing and then the chassis rail.
Ah, right, and leave that where it is.
Yeah, yeah, brace at the front again.
Yeah.
Put a new brace at the front so that doesn't move, and then cut it out and then just do this side.
Yeah, so this chassis rail and this inner wing.
Yeah.
And then fix it to there.
Yeah.
Because then we know how far forwards that is.
Yeah.
Then do the other side.
Yeah.
And fix it to the old panel. Then do the front panel.
Yeah, put the bonnet on, wings on.
Oh yeah, and thing. What are your thoughts? How would you do it if you were doing this now?
My way.
Yeah, that's probably the best way, but yeah, there's no other. I mean, the best way would have a proper jig and all the clamps and all that lot. But,
yeah, but this is solid, mate. It's sound.
I mean, it's not connected and it's proper solid. Yeah. So yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments, and that's it for this video. I just wanted to sort of show what we're doing so we can just smash on it with the next video. So if you see copper paint, here, there and everywhere. You know what it is, and you know how we're getting these panels off. So yeah, that's it for this video. So from me, I'll say see you again, and from Keith,
See you in the next one.
ta-da.